Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again with another action figure review. In this episode, we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends series, Marvel Studios' first 10 years, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Hulk versus the Hulkbuster set. This is also kind of affectionately known as the Dark Hulk versus Hulkbuster. It's a pretty cool looking set. So they have essentially re-released the old Build-A-Figure Hulkbuster with some slightly changed feature sets. Mostly it's just paint app kind of stuff that they've done here, which is kind of a unique approach. It's kind of a good idea from Hasbro's point of view as far as trying to get a little bit more bang out of their kind of mold process and everything. It does come on this very cool looking window box thing here. We can see the top here has the kind of nice shiny black finished Marvel Studio kind of logo thing here. The bottom has copyright information. The side, if we can get it to show up here, it's a big box, has some information about the actual Age of Ultron Avengers title. The other side has this cool diorama from the Marvel Cinematic Universe stills and production photos and things like that. The back has some pretty interesting information about the actual characters in the set here, Hulkbuster and Hulk, along with the poster from the Age of Ultron Avengers movie. Very nice. This is number 7 out of whichever one we got here. If you did not know already, if you collect all of the sets out of these Marvel first 10 years boxes, you can actually line all of them up and they kind of build a mural with the side art here. So it's kind of a cool little feature here. I'm not really that interested in I don't have the space essentially to put all the boxes up like that, but some people do, and it's really kind of cool. It looks really cool when you actually do that, but I'm not worried about it. I'm after the figures. So let's go ahead and open this thing up and get to it. Got a single piece of tape over here on this side. So just going to slice that open, and we're going to dump this thing out here. This is a really big set. Big box, big figures. Again, like I said, so the Hulkbuster figure is actually based off the Build-A-Figure set from a couple of years ago, I guess now. There we go. Pop that bad boy out. This comes on a standard cardboard backer with the plastic tray that lifts out. It makes a lot of racket when we do that. The actual backer is pretty nice looking. It has, again, a lot of the Marvel Cinematic Universe promotional images and things like that on it. So very cool looking. I'm going to toss that to the side though, because it's just in the way right now. And we have these two awesome looking figures, Hulk and Hulkbuster. So I'm going to rescue them from this plastic cushiony thing and so give me a moment while we make some rattly noise here. So I'm going to grab Hulk first. There we go. That wasn't too bad. And I don't think there's any like twisty ties holding this guy in, so that's a good thing. There we go. Now we can toss that to the side. And we have the two cool figures here. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here, get just a little bit better picture for y'all. We're going to start with Hulk here and take a look at the actual figure. It's a very cool looking figure. They, again, have slightly retooled, well, I shouldn't say that. It's mainly just paint updates that they've done on this. It's bunch but it looks cool. So if we are actually looking at this, and let me just zoom in here so we can actually see some of this detail work here. He's got some really cool like dark patches under his eyes. They've got his hair painted on there on the chest. They've got some really cool green veins popping out all over his arms. He's got the cool black highlights on his breeches. And yeah, it's kind of a more muted green color as well. Not the really bright, vibrant color, but kind of almost a hunter green kind of thing, olive green mixture. But it's pretty cool looking. It looks really nice. Articulation wise, let's zoom out just a little bit again here. We've got the head that does spin 360 degrees. We do have slight upward motion, but not much at all. Again, not much downward motion either. Not a whole lot of tilt, but a little bit. So you can't do a whole lot with the head is basically what we got here. But it still looks cool. He's a kind of being a raging Hulk guy. So that's kind of what we're after here. So that's cool. Standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joints here. It's got a nice kind of clicky motion in there. Front and back. So it opens it up really wide. Very cool looking. Standard swivel at the top of the bicep here. We do have the double elbow joint there. We do have a swivel at the wrist and a rocker as well. So that's very nice. Very cool looking. We get the standard chest twist feature that doesn't twist a whole lot, but we do have the ab crunch feature going on here. So that's all the way forward, all the way back. Very nice. And there's halfway in between. We don't have a waist twist, so you're just going to have to make do with the chest twist. Standard ball joints at, actually these are slightly different ball joints at the thighs here in the waist, but you get a full range of motion there. And if you turn it the right way, you get full front motion. And if you turn it some more, you get full backward motion. So pretty interesting actual hip joint there. You also have a swivel at the top of the thigh, which is nice. We do get a double knee joint. Again, it's kind of hard to get this to turn around the right way. There we go. Double knee joints. And the standard rocker swivel twisty thing here for the feet or the ankle there. So all in all, very nice looking. They do have some really nice detail in the actual pants itself. You've got some really cool almost like scale mesh details going on there, which is very nice. And I really do like the way that the black and the gray work together there. It just looks like a really cool figure here. It really does work well for Hulk here. He's kind of mad is what it amounts to, but it's a cool looking Hulk figure. And to be honest with you, I actually don't have another Hulk right now, so this works really well for me because I was needing a Hulk. And I like this guy, so yes, very cool looking, very awesome. That's pretty badass. Let's do a comparison real quick here. What's the closest figure I have here? Here we go. We've got the Thor figure from the other first 10-year thing with Sif. So you can stand Thor here side by side with the Hulk and get a good comparison here. Hulk definitely towers over top of Thor here, which he's supposed to. Very nice. He's not terribly out of scale or anything like that. It looks to be about right, so that is cool. While we're here, let's compare Thor here with the Hulkbuster figure. And you can see there is quite a bit of difference here. Hulkbuster and Hulk itself is, they're just massive figures. So yeah, very cool. We'll throw Thor back to the side there. And let's move on to the Hulkbuster. I was not lucky enough to get one of the Hulkbusters in the Build-A-Figure set when it came out. For whatever reason, I just wasn't dealing with the Marvel Legends line at the time, so I completely missed out on this awesome figure. So I was really happy when they re-released it as part of this pack here. So this is really the reason I got the set, was because I wanted the Hulkbuster figure and didn't want to have to pay an exorbitant price for all of those Build-A-Figures to do this one with, although they have some cool figures in that set. Beyond that, still, it's a cool looking figure here. Some really awesome detail work going on all the way around. Again, the basic difference between the two is supposedly just kind of the paint materials they used here. The plastic here has some slight marbling going on here. So it's slightly different red colors. They've used some different paint apps here. So some of the actual things that you see painted on this one were not painted on the original. We'll flip it over here to the back. So in theory, some of these things were not painted. It looks cool though, pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, it's a massive figure here. Let's take a look at articulation here. I don't really even know where to start here, but let's start with the head here. The head does spin 360 degrees. You kind of have to tilt it around a little bit to get it to shift around this cool stuff. It does move, allow you to look up that much, down that much, and has plenty of side tilt all the way around, so that's really cool looking. We do have standard shoulder joints, ball and swivel at the shoulder, so no problem there. We do have a swivel at the top of the bicep. We have I guess it's a single elbow joint here, the best I can tell. It doesn't bend a whole lot, but it bends about that much, so it does bend anyways. Then the wrist itself, let's see here. It's a swivel, and I can't tell if it's got a rocker on it or not. This cool gauntlet thing here is kind of limits it, but it actually does have a rocker mechanism, if you can see in through there. So, but again, it is limited because of the way this piece is put on there, so you're not going to get a whole lot of movement out of it. We do have standard chest twist thing here. It's a little sticky here. It doesn't really want to snap in place. But we got the ab crunch feature as well. We go back all the way like that. We move it forward all the way like that. So that's a really good articulation, really. The side to side is a little wonky on this thing. Goes that way pretty easy, but it has a tendency to not want to go any more that way. So I don't know if that's just the one I got or if all of them are like that, but good luck trying to deal with that, but there it is. As far as the actual legs go, we got the kind of standard plastic T-hooks there at the waist and at the hips. So full front motion there, full backward motion, side to side only gets you about that far. But we do still have the swivel at the top of that thigh joint, which is nice. We do have I guess it's technically a single, nope, it's actually a double knee joint. So, yeah, you can go all the way forward, all the way back, rock it like that. So that's really cool here. Plenty of motion there in that knee joint thing there. We also have a weird, so swivel and that crazy rocker joint for the ankle is there. But again, because of the way this is sculpted, you're not going to get a whole lot of movement out of it. But you get some, so that's nice. It does kind of move pretty easily, but you're going to be kind of limited a little bit on that. So not too awful bad, but just something to be aware of. There we go. So yeah, there we go. We do have the peg joint on the bottom of the foot here, so in theory you can get it onto a stand. Same thing with Hulk here. We do have those peg holes. I'm just looking around real quick to see if I got a stand handy. I've got one of the NECA clear stands here. Let's just see how well this works. It definitely mostly works for the Hulk. It's a little loose. And we'll see if it'll go on here for Hulkbuster. It definitely fits the Hulkbuster a lot easier, but I don't really think you're going to have problems with him standing up anyways. He's got a good solid base, but stands do kind of work, so that's cool. So yeah, that's the two figures we get. Hulkbuster is a cool figure. It has some issues with articulation, but it just really looks really impressive. So I'm afraid I'm going to be one of those people that cut it a little bit of slack simply because it just looks so damn nice. But I am. You got good articulation on it, but it's just slightly disappointing that it's not quite as nice as like the Hulk, who has just really great articulation here. So yeah, that's pretty much my thought on it anyways. This thing right now is going for around $60 to $70, sometimes a little bit further up than that. I think retail is around the $50 range if you're lucky enough to find one in retail, which you probably won't at this point, but I'm going to put a link to it if I can find it on Amazon, so you can kind of check it out that way. I really do love the Hulk figure in this one. It's probably the better figure in the set, but the Hulkbuster really does look nice. So anyways, there you go, Hulkbuster and Dark Hulk. That's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. Feel free to drop some comments down below. Let us know what you think of this Hulkbuster versus Hulk figure set. If you've got one of the previous figures, drop some comments down below as well. Let us know some of the specific details on what's different about this one versus the Build-A-Figure version. At some point, I'll probably try to pick those other figures up, and maybe I'll be able to do a comparison at that point. But until then, I'm going to rely on you, the community out there, to fill us in on these details. If you'd like to see something specific in future episodes, let me know that as well. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Be on the lookout for more awesome videos coming down the pipeline. Until next time.